Hello everyone. So this one's for Monday, July 21st, 2025 for Pervy Potus Blotus, Tweaker Taco, Twerp. Let's add Twerp in there and honor Livy over at Meister Tarot. What would be happening to this man from the inside or the outside? Monday, July 21st, 2025. Not everything happening inside, just the health. I don't want the rest. There. Well. All day long, the force is in motion. Laying on a bed of nails, mind going blank, nerves, an upper body injury, pulmonary problems, a seizure, neurological disorders. Okay. Outside of health, this is a card for conspiracy theories. You know, it's Mercury and Virgo, but not used the right way, not thinking correctly. You know, Virgo's so good at like analyzing details and gathering facts, but when this card's reversed, then the facts are a lot of times half truths, and that's why it goes into the conspiracy theory realm. But it's also accidents with sharp objects. You know what else this is? I know we're way past that 1 year. But the staged, at least I believe it was staged. Call me crazy, I don't care. And I could be wrong. I could totally be wrong on that. But the ear incident, staged ear incident. This is sometimes a person, like think in those movies where they fake their own death to, you know, get away, and then they leave. Okay, I'll take that. Yeah, go for it. Go, just please go. His big challenge, he's not getting any reciprocity. Probably tariffs, tariff issues, because that's when he came up with that new word. Yeah, he doesn't know give and take. He only knows take. But when it comes to things happening physically, this is bad debts. This is people who are greedy and very selfish, and you don't get this is a lack of reciprocity. When it comes to health, because it's Taurus, and especially the moon in Taurus, it rules the throat and the neck. He might have a sore neck, sore throat. Oh God, wouldn't it be great if he got laryngitis? But his biggest challenge for the day is to get enough rest and to get water in himself. That's what that's about, I think, for sure. I could name that as being true. Everything else we'll have to wait and see, and maybe we just don't find out. Early in the morning, he's fat and happy. Yeah, can't really say anything more about that. But the devil has him. So we're talking a reputation that is just, well, he never had a reputation, but we could say, a soiled reputation, because he's not breaking free from the devil. And that's what I would say if I got it, for in a personal reading, like, oh, wow, good job, not him. So it's the other, even more negative meanings than the upright position, which brings in, a person's reputation just flush the toilet, basically, This is somebody who's unwilling to face the truth. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Chopstick time for the kitties. Da, 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 da. Unwilling to face the truth. Gaslighting. Projecting. Believing his own lies. Yeah, he's satisfied with believing in his own lies. Now, when it comes to more, health meanings with the Nine of Cups, of course, this is greed, and I mean, he has some rewards in what he's getting into himself in the morning. Maybe he's eating fine, and that's, it's not reverse, so I can't go into the normal meanings, but we know that I probably just had a bad card flop. We know he's into drugs and alcohol, and he's obese, and he has liver problems. Maybe he's on Ozempic and he's getting a little lighter. Doesn't matter. He's trashed his body from years and years and years of drug abuse. Okay. Midday. Maybe news about money. I don't think he's talking about talking to Elon. I am thinking this. Maybe Rupert Murdoch, because he's a Pisces. Maybe Rupert Murdoch has given him an offer. Trump's suing him for $10 billion. Maybe Rupert Murdoch said, "Here, take this." God. I know I'm just cracking myself up over here. I hope you find some little funny here and there. But anyway, pages are always messengers. This is a messenger about money or something to study. He doesn't study, so it's money. Now, it could be a message from a doctor about his health. And if that's the case, then this would be a caring type of a physician, like somebody that does like him or is at least trustworthy within their HIPAA oath. There's that. Unless it's a musician or recording artist of some type. Here's my CD. I don't know. Okay. Later in the evening, I can't get the pills down. There's too many pills. I can't get them in my gob. Ace of Pentacles reversed. Now, sometimes the Ace of Pentacles reversed is an infection. Hold on. The Four of Cups. Does that fit? Yeah, we're in there in frame. Okay. Four of Cups coming through reversed. When we're thinking along the terms of health, being dizzy, out of balance, hormonal problems, that would go with his, the constant Scorpio energy that I get for his issues down south. But this one has a little more energy into the tummy area because it's ruled by the moon in Cancer. So he wants things, but he can't take them in on one level, just physically. And it might be because of an infection that's flaring up. Yeah. I feel like it's more like just dizzy and out of balance. It's hard to take things in, pills, anything when you're dizzy. It throws your stomach off so bad. I mean, I'm sure anybody could relate to that. Later in the evening, there is, middle of night, there's tons of news coming out for some reason or another, and he's sensitive to it. Oh, boy. And it exacerbates the grave illness he already has. Or maybe he has an appendicitis attack. I mean, the Hermit card, when it comes to reverse, rules the spleen, the whole endocrine system, which is it keeps everything in balance. It's one of my cards for an acute illness. I tend to go with acute illness for this one. But there's two others, and those are Temperance reversed and what do you call the Knight of Pentacles reversed. But you know what? I mean, I'm kind of, I don't like feeling into him at all, and it feels like digestion, intestines, like he's not. And sometimes too, this card is a flu, a really bad cold or a flu, because reversed, things in the head, things clogging up the brain. Viruses, bronchitis, earaches, headaches, like I said, appendicitis. But I'm feeling more like digestion problems. I'm getting a pain in the lower rib area on my right side. So whatever he's got going on back there. Oh, you know what? That's like if I would go down just a little bit lower, so it could be like radiating pain from kidneys. Yeah, ruled by Virgo. I mean, there we are. So maybe too much energy, fire going into his kidneys. Maybe he has a kidney infection. Wow. Yeah, and if he's in a lot of pain and has a caring doctor, but still it looks like, I don't know what could be done for... Yeah, okay. Let's see what was at the bottom for the foundation of the reading. Okay, here is my other card for a very, very, very problematic illness, grave illness. So this is our card for the homeostasis of the endocrine system and how important it is. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I have a comment somewhere around here I tend to print things out when they're really important. Hold on. Okay. Cindy Mappelli sent me this. The endocrine system is complex, but it would suffice to say that it keeps the body balanced in homeostasis. It's comprised of the thyroid, pituitary glands, parathyroid, adrenal glands, which are kidneys, relate to kidneys. I don't know if I've never been able to, is it pineal or pineal gland? Testes, ovaries, hypothalamus, pancreas, and thymus. Yeah, wow. If you look all those up individually, you will see how vital a role our endocrine system plays in our body and how serious it is when even one of those areas is not functioning properly. Yeah. So that's the Temperance card on the level of health when it's upright. And especially the Hermit being ruled by Virgo. So, I mean, to have both of these cards reversed, this is really serious. So, endocrine system, blood sugar problems as well. Now, when it comes to drugs, because, if we just go, so much can be had with the artwork. See the two cups, with everything going back and forth to each other. This could be, when it's reversed, drug interactions. One drug working against the other one. And maybe this doctor is the one that prescribed it in the past, and now he's like, oh crap, what have I done? It could be something like that. Because these 4 cards right here are really important. Here's the other one. Yeah. He's got too much fire going on. So even though the King of Wands is about being in a person's leadership, it still tells me that it's more about him being present and looking at this as being very serious. And he's thinking about, how do I stay upright with these? Because it's hit him. Things are hitting him. Things have been hitting him. The swollen legs. You can imagine what he's been feeling. Swollen legs and ankles and all of that. And the catheter and the drop foot, from leftover from the last stroke. Maybe that's healed up a little, but this other stuff isn't, and now it's something else, and all systems are, breaking down. I mean, to have both of these cards come through in one reading, that's really something to look at. And I think he is, and I think he's trying to figure out, how do I stay upright and be the guy in charge, kind of a thing. Like he's trying to figure out, like, how do I get around this? But he can't. He's not going to be able to. He's worried about his leadership. And he's worried about his soiled reputation. And also the devil, I forgot to say, when the devil's reversed, this is our card for needing to take time off. It's a card of chronic numbing out. And somebody who's really, really unhappy with life, and they're trapped in this downward spiral of their own bad choices. And his health, his negative health, is affecting his public image. And he's worried about that at some point in the morning. And it lingers with him all day. These cards can affect the whole day. These two cards affect the whole day. And then, like I said, morning, midday, evening, middle of the night. So, okay. Well, it's time to take a deep breath and let it go. This has nothing to do with us. We are just witnessing. We're witnessing. We didn't vote for him. We're only witnessing. Okay. Bye.